Welcome to the Loveland All Sports Podcast, where the land of love can get updates on not only Loveland sports, but learn and discuss many sports topics. Shoot any ideas you want to lovelandallsports@gmail.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook at the Loveland All Sports Pod. Loveland All Sports Pod is sponsored by Meredith DeWitt of Brittany Fritch Realty, Loveland's #1 boutique brokerage. Contact Meredith for all of your real estate needs at meredithbfteam@gmail.com. This week, we get to meet our 2024 Loveland Tigers football captains. This is a great episode that truly shows what our program is doing for turning boys into men. These four are working hard, keeping up the fight, never quit, and you will see that all during this episode. Their coaches, parents, and teachers will be proud. Please enjoy this episode with Kole Dalkey, Max Carver, Calvin Lorick, and Tyler Roberts. First time on a rainy day here with football practice ending. I'm happy to sit here with the 2024 Loveland Tiger football captains. Sitting here with Kole Dalkey, leading the ECC in tackles. Max Carver, middle of the pack in tackles, but he's wrecking havoc everywhere. Tyler Roberts, leader on offense. Never quit kind of kid, always encouraging everybody. And then Calvin Lorick. Hello. How you doing? Well, welcome, boys.
Med. Nice. Good to see you.
Yes.
Thanks for having us out.
Awesome. You bet, man. I just want to have some fun with you guys, and I want to give the community an opportunity to get to know the leaders here, give you guys a chance to have fun. Maybe one day Chase can be sitting here because he's sitting here waiting for a ride from his brothers. He can just watch us. But anyways, hey, first and foremost, guys, congrats on the win. I know I'm just a dad, and I just sit here, but I've seen a lot of football. I've played a lot of football. I've coached a lot of football. I got two boys that are going to E-Pro-Land. And the thing about you guys this year is you guys have never give up. I got friends in other schools, man, and they've already thrown the towel in. They're like, dude, we're 0-4, the season's over. And you guys have never given up in any game. And that's what's just absolutely awesome. And it showed it last Friday night. You guys put the foot on the gas. It was a tight game. Put the foot on the gas. You closed it out. You came together. Some things went well. And you ended up killing them, 23-7. So it was pretty cool. So how do you guys, just open conversation, man? What are you guys' thoughts so far on the season?
I think our biggest thing is since day one, since November, we've been a player-led culture. So even though we started slow, we know what we're capable of. We know how to encourage each other. We know how to get the best out of each other. So that has really helped us, get better each week and push us to that victory.
Like just for example, before our Milford game, our run game was struggling a lot. For warm-up, Kole was like, hey, you guys get your stuff down. We have this game on block because they can't pass the ball. Fortunately, we all came out, did play our best in the second half. First half was phenomenal. We carried that into Turpin, where we played a great 2 halves of football. But we're always on each other just so we can all be the best versions of ourselves.
That's awesome. Player-led culture. That's great. What, Tyler or Calvin, what about your guys' roles of a captain? I mean, what do you do as being a captain?
I think it's been important. It's been a kind of like a mission for us this year. Like Kole said, player-led culture. I think maybe in the past we relied on our coaches to do a lot of things on and off the field. And I think this year it's been a real priority for us as captains, really, to, maybe get on a player by, hey, you got to fix this. Make sure we teach them up so that the coaches have other times to work on other things. And I think it's been a really big point of us in the locker room, especially hey, make sure your cleats are lined up a certain way. Make sure your helmet's facing the right way. Just make sure we do the little things so that way we don't have to worry about doing the little things wrong on a Friday night.
I also think another big part of being captain is being able to bring your guys up, no matter what happens, being able to be hey, next play mentality. That's a big thing we stress. Hey, it doesn't matter what happened in the past, and the future's too far away. You got to focus on what's happening right now. Go win this rep, go win this down.
That's awesome. I mean, because you think about a player-led culture, you're more ticked off if you're going to make your coworker mad or your teammate mad as opposed to your coach or your boss. And that's the thing that you guys are going to learn that'll take you on in life, which is pretty cool. What are some of the team's biggest challenges?
The struggle with numbers, for sure. We have less than half of the guys we had 2 years ago. So we have ones running first team, scout team, everything. We don't have ones and twos. We have guys. So
basically, if you're not starting for us at whatever we're looking through, so let's say if we're doing our punt team, if you're not our first 11 guys, or maybe our 4 or 5 guys who kind of fill in for those guys who's hurt that are starting, you're on the scout team. You're giving us our best effort, which I think is just really like makes us make such a better like program overall as just a player-led culture, because we know what it takes for our team to get better. So we always want to rush out there and give our starters for whatever we're doing that day the best luck we can possibly have, because there's no one else that could do it for us.
I think another thing we've really been working with this year is we're a really young team, I feel like. Senior class is not one of the biggest ones. I think we got 14 guys, 14 really solid players, but you need more than 14 to play football. And I think it's been really important this year that we help teach the juniors and the sophomores who are getting those varsity reps, like, hey, this is what varsity football is like. Like, it's not like we got a huge senior class. We need you guys to learn what it's like to be a senior. There's no such thing as upper or underclassmen on our team this year. It's just we're all equal players. And I think it's been a real point for us this year, especially to help make sure we get those juniors and sophomores ready for when, especially us seniors leave, that they can help carry on what we've been working on these last couple of years.
Yeah. It's a challenge with, football's hard. We sit here and we think about, back when my older son played Loveland Youth Football, there were 370 kids in Loveland Youth Football. Now there's like 150, and in a school like Loveland, where we're big, but we're kind of in the middle, we're D2, which is fine, but it's hard to get the numbers up to play football. And that's what, part of this podcast is I've done some educating to parents about, there's 1 million kids playing the sport. Of course, more people are going to get hurt because there's more kids playing it. Your kids that got equipment on, they have equipment on. You're not just going to get annihilated out there. And I think what's really cool is there were 5 freshmen that came out for football after the 3rd week of school. They never played before. And all of a sudden we got 5 more kids that are coming into the program, and hopefully they'll be able to work for us in the future. I always tell people that get on me about, Loveland football is not very good. But I'm like, dude, if you're playing high school football to win state championships, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Because only one team can win state at each level, obviously, but still, it's not a lot of kids or a lot of teams. So if you're doing it to win state, you're doing it for the wrong reason, and you're doing it for the reasons you guys are saying. But how would you define leadership?
I'd say as much as leadership is a mental aspect, there's also a physical aspect to it, because you got to be able to bring your guys up even when you're not feeling it. Like some days I'll have a bad day at school, or like I'll do bad on a test, but I have to be, hey, I got people relying on me. I got to bring myself up, because if they see me holding myself high, they'll want to hold themselves to that same standard. But I also think there's a physical aspect to it.
Be part of a bigger team.
Yeah. Otherwise, a captain, like you got to be the man on the field. Yeah. You got to be, and it comes with like a different feeling. Like whenever I stepped on the field when I was a sophomore, it felt a whole lot different from when I was a junior or senior. Like, I feel like I had to be the guy to make the play. So I'm sure Kole can feel that way. I'm sure Tyler, I'm sure Calvin feels the exact same way.
Dude, when they kicked an onside kick the other day and you were right in the center, Max, on hands team, and dude, you were just, give me the ball. The ball's got to come to me. 10 yards and the ball's coming to me. 3 years ago as a sophomore, you would have been like, oh my God, I'm going to catch the ball and don't miss it, don't drop it. But you could tell that senior leadership, you were able to be confident to do that.
With the physical aspect of being a leader, it's body language. You like you said, you have a bad day in school. Maybe I go out there and I bomb a test. I can't go out there shoulders down, head down. I can't go out there kind of sulking. I got to make sure I'm out there looking like I had a great day, had a bad day. No one can know. They got to think I'm always upbeat, positive, running around, high energy kind of guy. I think that's kind of important for a leader. And I know sometimes it's hard to keep that up, especially when you're having those bad days. But like Calvin was saying, it's really important for leadership, both mentally and physically, to have that consistency.
Awesome.
I think also, no one's perfect, and we're all going to make mistakes, but the most important thing is how you respond. Because especially when you're a captain, when you make a mistake, everybody sees it. So if they see you respond in a bad way, it's going to be bad for the team. So that's something that as a captain, you have to master, responding positively and bouncing back and learning from your mistakes.
Yeah, that's the E+R=O. The Hugs culture was kind of built on, the coach before. We talk about that at home all the time. Something's going to happen. How you respond determines the outcome of it. So that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit individually. Tyler, what other sports do you play currently? And what did you play growing up?
Growing up, I was a 3-sport athlete. I played football, baseball, and basketball. I would say basketball is my favorite, but I really don't play it anymore.
Yeah.
Currently for the high school, I play football, obviously, and then I'm also on the baseball team. Baseball program's looking up. We're really improving. We were always middle of the pack the last couple of years, but especially last year, we took a big stride as a program. I think the culture that Coach Terry's built has been really helpful, especially with all the younger guys we had, because we were a young team last year. And I think with our playoff success the last year, I think we're really looking forward to a big season upcoming.
Awesome. What would be your greatest youth sports memory?
That's a tough one.
Any sport?
Does freshman year count?
No.
No? Okay. Greatest memory, I would say probably 7th grade football season. We were a pretty good team. We had some tough losses, some good wins, but we were right around 2-2, I believe. We're going into week 5, and it was Milford week. And that's a big rivalry no matter what age you are. And I remember we were playing at Milford, night game. We were after the 8th grade lights on, first time we'd ever had that experience. We went over there, and I think we won like 30-8 maybe. It was a big win. And, it just kind of boosted all of our confidence. Like, hey, we just did that.
Right.
And that was just, I remember the bus ride home was a lot of fun after that game.
That's cool. All right, Calvin. So what other sports do you currently play, and what did you play growing up?
Currently I play football and basketball, but growing up I did do some baseball in there as well. When I dropped baseball, I kind of picked up basketball, much to my dad's dismay.
That's all right. Your dad went to Purdue, so we can make fun of him all the time.
He has Nolan to live out now, right? I play football and basketball, and, I think they complement each other really well. I know some people with some positions on the football field, they say it's almost playing basketball on grass.
Yep.
And I've kind of taken that and tried to implement it into my game too.
Yeah. Well, I always talk to, my sons are offensive linemen, so I talk to them about pass blocking is like boxing out on the other side. So it's pretty similar. What was your greatest youth sports memory?
Youth sports, I'd probably say 8th grade versus Milford.
Different year though.
Different year. It was a rainy game, first one I'd ever played in. I actually was playing D-line, and snap goes, ball flies over the guy's head. I run and pick it up for a touchdown.
Nice.
It's my first, really, I'd say, big football play that I remember, because I started
you started late.
Yes, in 6th grade.
Okay.
So that was my really first time, man, this is what football is all about.
Right. All right, Kole, over to you.
Really, my whole life until freshman year, I played football and baseball. Those were my main 2 sports. In middle school, I was a 4-sport athlete. Played football, baseball, track, and wrestling. Well, you don't play wrestling, you wrestle. So, and then I wrestled middle school freshman year. And then after freshman year, I just was riding solo with football. And then, after this football season, I'm coming back to track. Right. Just going to be an athlete. I'm state bound no matter what.
There you go. There.
Just throwing that out there.
Confidence we love in Kole Dalkey.
I pretty much played every sport in the book. I played soccer. I was a swimmer. I played baseball. I played basketball. I played tennis. The sport that I joined the ways was football.
Really? What about greatest youth sports memory?
So growing up, actually before I even thought about playing the football, I was a nationally recognized swimmer. And my favorite memory from that was when I came 5th in the United States 50 backstroke.
Nice.
State record holder.
His tail. Kole, back to you. What was your greatest youth sports memory?
I got word.
That's the rookie guy who did.
And it's 7th grade kind of counts as youth. So 7th grade wrestling was my first year wrestling. And it was kind of a story. At the beginning of the season, I walked up to Coach Redmond and I was like, hey, I'm kind of just doing this for football. I don't really want to compete. And he said, that's bullshit. You're competing. And I was like, man, I really just don't want to do this. Fast forward to the end of the season, and I went ECC. So it was really I would say my whole 7th grade wrestling season is my youth highlight.
That's great. Kind of like Max's swimming,
Yeah.
It's in there. That's awesome. So Tyler, back to you. What's your greatest high school football memory?
I would say undoubtedly the first Kings game, my junior year, week 4. We started out 0-3, played 3 really good teams in the first 3 weeks. And we were coming to that Kings week, and we were kind of like, this is the make or break week. Kings is our rival. It's going to be a great game. Pink out, always great attendance from the Loveland and Kings crowd. And I remember that whole week, all we heard was, Kings, Kings, Kings. And internally, we thought, we can win that thing. And we came out first drive, and I remember I didn't do anything. I just snap, handoff, but we were just moving the ball. And I could feel the energy kind of being like, hey, we got this. And when Jewel ran that touchdown, I was like, yeah, we got this one. And then carried it out, big win.
It was. Calvin, I know you got another year left, a year and a half left, I should say, but what's your greatest high school football memory?
I'd say kind of what Trav said, the Kings game. I got injured actually in week 1 versus Middletown. So I was out for Anderson and Milford. And I'm like, okay, I have to be back for Kings. This is like the biggest game. And started being a sophomore on varsity is like, man, this is the do or make or break for me, right? I have a bad game. I kind of, where do I stand? If I have a good game, that kind of like, I'm here now. I remember specifically, I didn't go in for half the first drive, and then I went in on a second, and I think it was 2nd and 9. It was like a run for maybe a yard, and then a 3rd and 10. We blitzed Max, and I had my first varsity sack. That is a feeling I'll never forget. That felt so nice because, right, all my training from the off season, from everything I'd done, just made that moment so much better. It was phenomenal.
Awesome.
Kole?
Okay. So unlike Max and Calvin, I served my time on JV. So sophomore year, week, I want to say was Lil Miami. And I was coming off an injury as my first JV game back. And the defense pitched a shutout, 13-0. I had like 50 tackles, had a pick, few TFLs. It felt great. I was it was freezing outside, and we just, plowed over them, got a big win, got to go home, snuggle up.
Awesome. All right, well, let's take a little halftime here, and you guys are now entering Josh's smoking seat. I'm going to rapid fire these questions, okay? Rapid fire, and each of you will answer, and then we'll just have some fun with it. So we'll start with Tyler. We'll work our way around. Skyline or Gold Star?
Skyline, undoubtedly.
Skyline.
Skyline.
Worked there.
Got to represent. LeBron or Jordan?
The GOAT, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yes, sir. God, guys. So you're a little too young to ask this, but I will. Have you been a Bengals fan for most of your life? What's going to happen tonight?
I was not a Bengals fan. I was a Seahawks fan. I was a bandwagon Seahawks fan. But now I'm a proud Bengals fan, and we're going to win 31-10.
That kind of been my co-favorite team along with the Packers since my dad grew up in Wisconsin. I say the Bengals got this tonight. Slow start, but they'll bounce back.
Who they for life? Bengals by a million.
I was an Eagles fan growing up. I'm a Bengals fan now. Definitely a W.
Why Seahawks, Tyler? Marshawn or the loud colors?
I really liked Russell Wilson growing up. I had a fat head of him on my wall, and they were good. They were a good team, so I just picked them.
Okay, nice. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame?
Of course.
Yes.
First concerts?
Never been to a concert.
Never been.
Listen to.
Oh, JT, you got the air for it. That's good. All right. When you make cereal, do you put the milk in the bowl first or the cereal first?
If you don't put cereal in first, you're weird.
Cereal.
It's just the question that you want to ask. Cereal first.
So I am weird.
Never mind, it's not weird.
You put the milk first. If you like crunchy cereal.
I have done it before.
If you like crunchy cereal, try it.
I have done it before.
Think of Captain Crunch.
I've done it before. I can't hit.
When you go in for a refill.
Let's start off with what you do on the refill. And last question, Tyler, have you met any famous athletes?
Yeah, my mom works for pro camps. A lot of camps. Favorite ones: Kevin Durant, James Harden.
I met when I was up in Eastern for a barbecue. I met one of their inside linebackers that won MAC Player of the Week recently.
What team?
Eastern Michigan.
I met a lot. Most recently, I met Logan Wilson. I went to a fundraiser with him at dinner, so it was cool. Really good ribs.
Nice.
I had a shadow at Beacon over the summer to get my hours up. So we go to a directed with PT school, and I met Cultural Golf's doubles partner. I met Zach Eady while we were getting a tour through Mackey Arena.
It's always got to be about Purdue. Yeah. Because I'm an IU guy, so I always got to rip on his mom and dad, and I always rip on each other. Madonna or Taylor Swift?
I don't like Taylor Swift. Madonna.
I'd have to give it to T Swift.
Yeah, T Swizzle.
Taylor's.
Okay, well, that's good answers for you guys. But no, just have some fun. I appreciate it, guys. So, all right, so Tyler. No, you always start off first. Max, if you could give advice to your younger self, what would it be?
So these past couple of years, at least going through high school, I always looked for what was that next step after to just play at college. Doesn't matter. I always wanted to, growing up as a freshman, I wanted to play at a college. And then after sophomore year, I started playing good, visited a couple of schools, like UC, Miami, OSU. I was like, I want to play Division I schools. as I've grown up, I just kind of realized I enjoy where I'm at right now and play with my friend I've grown up with for the next 6 weeks for the last time I ever will eat.
Yeah. Awesome. Kole, what would you say to your younger self?
Really just, you don't have time to waste. I mean, everyone says it sounds cliche, time flies, you know. I heard that all throughout freshman year and stuff, and it's true. I mean, I'm a senior now. I felt like I was a freshman last year. And it's like, each day I was like, I could do some extra work, but like, there's always tomorrow, there's always next year, there's always whatever. It's like, you don't have that much time to really sit around and do nothing.
Good. Calvin?
I'd tell myself it'll all work out in the end, right? I struggled a lot with how, like, my weight when I was younger. I struggled with, hey, do I even want to play football? And, you know, I didn't even want, I remember I cried to my dad when I told me he signed me up for it. But now looking back, that's the greatest decision that he's ever made, and I'll never be able to repay him for that. But for sure, just, it'll all work out like what's meant to happen. You'll get what's coming to you.
Tyler, what would you tell your younger self?
I would take a more sentimental route. I would say cherish the time you have. Don't wish it away. I remember being a freshman and we'd lose a game and I'd be like, hey, you know, it's just a freshman game. I got next year. And then I'd be on JV and I'd be like, you know, and it's just, I got next year. And then even last year as a junior, I was like, hey, I still got my senior, but here we are halfway through my senior year. And I really wish I could go back and experience those times I had and not really wish away like I did.
Yeah, what you'll find is in like about 5 years from now, you're going to wish you could go play in a game. Then about 10 years from now, you're going to say, I wish I could just play a half. And then you get to be 40 and you're like, if I could just play one series, I think I could make it like one play. I'd be done because I'm 50. I'll be 53 next week. So anybody have a good pregame routine? Music, certain food, superstition?
I mean, love routine I have is I always pray before the game, right? I know we've actually started doing it as a team before, but I really did it. I did it last year because I've been gifted this opportunity. God gifted me the opportunity to play the game. I'm not God's gift to the game.
Right.
So I just got to be thankful every single day that I get to play the sport that I love.
Awesome.
I don't do anything too special. Like Kole
You're a
says, like
baseball guy. We all have
baseball is a little
superstitions in
different. Baseball is a little
right.
different. If I had to pick one for football, I always put my right cleat on before my left cleat.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I do draw in my hand before the game just to get the vibes up, get the good energy flowing.
So, all right, what's your favorite class in school? Kole, you start.
Study hall.
It's enough. Come on. Not lunch.
Math that's not stats. So any math class that's not stats, because I'm pretty good at math. So my favorite ever was probably honors physics because our labs were full.
Okay. Makes sense.
Controversial choice here. I actually have AP Lang as my favorite. I know as much as people tend to rip on it, I think it's interesting and cool to see like how different people use like words to convey messages and stuff like that. I think that's what people need.
It's because you love yapping.
Yeah. Mine's a little less detailed. My favorite was AP US history because I think history is cool to go back and look at why people did things.
All right.
Solid.
All right. So this question's for the 3 seniors here. So Max, what are your plans or goals for next year?
Next year's, I want to play college football. I'll go somewhere I can play, but also have a pretty good like pre-med or biology course that will eventually lead me into a physician's assistant.
Okay, great. Kole?
Yeah, same thing. My future's kind of up in the air, but I do want to play at the next level. I do want to play the next level and go somewhere to major in chemistry and then go on to a medical school and be a doctor, make bank, live a good life. The absolute dream is to coach football, college, or professionally, but that's hard to get into, but you never know. So my future is still, I mean, no one knows what they want to do coming out of high school. So
yeah, that's great. Tyler?
Unlike them, I think this might be my last year with football. I think I'm ready to move on. I think I'm planning on going to college for business and finance. Right now, I'm set on being an accountant most likely, but like Kole said, no one really knows until you get there and you take accounting 101 and you realize maybe this isn't for me. So we'll have to see where I go, but that's what I'm planning on right now.
Awesome. Calvin, what are you looking at doing in 2 years? You got any thoughts?
In 2 years, I mean, I want to go play the game in college. I mean, it's done so much for me. I'm not ready to step away from it yet. I'd love to go into some engineering or an environmental science type field because that's what I'm really passionate about. But yeah, I mean, just seeing where this football route takes me.
Cool. Well, great. Well, if you guys are all true leaders, I want to ask before we close, is there anything you guys want to add? Anything we're missing?
Calvin, this is your chance.
No pressure. Well, Tyler, you're going to add something?
I was going to end it with go Tigers.
Yeah, it's great. Well, guys, thanks so much. This was just a chance to have some fun. Keep working. Like I said at the beginning, you never give up. You guys are building a program and a culture that's hopefully going to increase the numbers, and then that'll help us get more people that have a stronger bench, and then we can win. You guys are still going to have a great experience in high school, and you guys are going to take the things away that you've learned here and what we talked about this table, and it'll set you up for success for the rest of your life. So thanks. Appreciate it.
Of course. All right, for having us out.
You bet, guys. This episode is sponsored by Cappy's Wine and Spirits in downtown Loveland. Tap room, bottle shop, meeting place, great music, gift ideas, and just a traditional watering hole. Cappy's continues to shine during our extended summer with some great music and fundraisers. Thanks Kole, Max, Calvin, and Tyler for leading our Tigers. Good luck closing the season strong, and more importantly, good luck with your future goals. We are a better program with all of you leading our team. Peace.